Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here from the Overflow room with random reviews. First, some good news. Some of you had questions about whether this shelving that I built here was going to survive without buckling. But if you look up here, where I've filled them up, you'll see that they don't seem to be bending at all. They may bow a little bit. I mean, everything does with time. But it seems that things are quite firm, and so I'm very, very pleased with that. Let's hope it keeps up as we get through the entire area here. So we're working on the letter W. Oh my gosh, I hope we finish the letter W. I'm looking and I see, oh, look at all that W. We got a lot of W to go. It was a popular letter in the classical music world. And we're sort of on the WHs. We've got 3 composers, because I always limit myself to 3. And we're going to feature some vocal music this time. First, part of the Naxos British Light Music Series, Percy Whitlock. Oh, this is fun stuff. I love all this light music. I really do. It's so delicious, enjoyable. We have the Holiday Suite. Let's see, Holiday Suite. Yeah, it's in here on the back here, but we get lots more besides. There's his concert overture, The Feast of St. Benedict, which is a big work, 11 minutes long, you know. I mean, it's not like all teeny little fluffy sniglets. And then we have the Ballet of the Wood Creatures. Well, okay, that's a sniglet, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. And the Wessex Suite and the Suite Music for Orchestra. It's a nice abstract title. It sounds like it could have been written by a member of the Second Viennese School, doesn't it? Music for Orchestra. Oh, then you look at the title. Peter's Tune, the little titles, Caprice, Reverie, and Fanfare on the Tune, Song of Agincourt. Well, the Agincourt song, you know, that's in the, what is it, Henry V or one of those William Walton film scores too. So yeah, Agincourt's popular. Then we've got Come Along, Marnie, and Susan, the Doggy and Me. Those are real sniglets, a little bit more than a minute. And the Holiday Suite, well, that's a little bit more significant. The Balloon Ballet. And finally, the March, Dignity and Impudence. Well, that's a fun title, doesn't it? Isn't it? That sounds enjoyable. And we've got the RTE Concert Orchestra under Gavin Sutherland. So yeah, Whitlock is something to definitely hang on to. I'm just going to go right down there. Then, let's take something totally different, shall we? Robert White, Tudor church music. So Robert White was one of those composers. So I'll do this a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's better. Robert White was one of those Tudor composers, along with people like Thomas Tallis and the real John Taverner, you know, the one with the R, and the guy who really could write music, and people like that, Edward Fairfax, and oh, they're wonderful. This is one of those Gimel Tallis Scholars things that I was collecting because I collected everything they did because it was all so marvelous. Here we have his Magnificat and something called Portia Mea and a Regina Celli and a Christi Qui Lux Es, 3 and 4. Apparently there's a 1 and 2 somewhere. Exaudiate Dominus, and his Lamentations for 5 voices. 22 minutes of it, some seriously lamenting going on there. This is beautiful music. It really is. It's so lovely. It's of a school. It was of a type with very high floating ornate treble parts. Most of these things come from manuscripts where the tenor parts, which were the chant-based parts and long notes, were missing. And you had to imaginatively construct around all the other parts, which, you know, I guess you could do if you find the right chant, and which these people did. So this is absolutely beautiful, part of that Tallis Scholars series of music from this period. And I remember how gorgeous this stuff was. And we're going to be getting to it when we talk about Taverner, when we get to the T's. Trust me, there's a good chunk of him down here in the Overflow room. So we're going to get to that soon enough. And then, let's see, and we're moving forward, way forward in the choral music universe. Eric Whitacre, who was born in 1970 and is still cranking it out. Choral music. He's become like a huge thing in the world of choral music performance. Choruses all over the country, at least in the U.S., and I'm pretty sure in Britain too, judging from this Hyperion release, are performing his music. This is with Polyphony under Stephen Layton on Hyperion. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful works. Imaginatively written. I mean, we talk about contemporary music and how bad it is and bluppity blop, and how, people don't talk about living composers. But the truth is, it depends what field you're working in. And, the classical music universe is divided up into different regions. I mean, there's the wind band people with tons of contemporary music being played all over the place. And there's the choral repertoire with tons of composers who are writing music for choruses that's getting performed all the time. And Whitacre was one of the few who really had a sensational breakout life out of the choral music ghetto, as it were. Although the ghetto is probably bigger than the normal classical ghetto, because more people are singing than doing anything else. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let me see if I can get this. There she is. There's Finster. Yeah, she's exploring. She's getting bigger too. Oh my God, 6 months. She's 6 months old. We've only had her for 2, and she is growing. Anyway, so we've got this fabulous disc called Cloudburst. She's stealing the show. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there are pieces here when David Hurd, that's one of his big things. Oh my word. Hop down, dear. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Thank you. Good girl. Okay. So we got that. I mean, it's really, really beautiful. It's 12 minutes long and with a lily in your hand. These are large works, imaginatively written. They really are. I've said that before, but it's still true. And I have 2 Eric Whitacre discs. I've got this one and the complete a cappella works from 1991 to 2001 with the Brigham Young University Singers under Ronald Stahelli. It also has one David Hurd, and this one is 3 minutes longer than this one. So there are things to compare. That's really fun. Anyway, great stuff. So that's those 3 in the letter W. And, you never know what you're going to uncover down here in the Overflow room. It's a constant surprise. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. And thank you, Finster. Oh, now she's over on the other side. Mildred's down here, too, somewhere. Anyway, take care.